All right, y'all. What's up? I know my last video I was serious about why the hate for Asians needs to stop. And I really meant what I said because right now it's been too many hatred going on between Asian Americans and why I feel like it needs to end. Because one, I'm tired of racism, I'm tired of, Asians going through left and right, being abused, attacked, yelled at, called names, cursed at, you know, just even eventually being murdered because they're Asians because of COVID-19. And I literally feel like to me, this pandemic has really got people's minds all screwed up because of coronavirus. They think just because it's coronavirus, it came from Asian people. No, it's not like that. When it came from China, yeah, but that doesn't mean Asian Americans are responsible for it. And for the likes of me, when I heard what Trump said about Kung Flu, that was really disrespectful. And for his idiot supporters think that it's funny, no, it's not. That's like discrimination as well. And the reason why I'm ranting like this is because I'm tired of seeing and hearing about these Asian Americans going through tough times in their lives because of COVID-19. And it's frustrating to see what they're going through on TV, which later resulted in the murder cases up in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Six Asian people dead because of one idiot person who quote unquote claimed that his sexual addiction is caused him to do this. Bro, when I heard about this excuse, really, his sexual addiction caused him to kill people, caused him to kill Chinese people. Are you kidding me right now? That right there sounds like the lamest excuse I've ever heard. And why do I feel like, they're protecting him somehow? Wait a minute. Why do I feel like somehow that they're protecting him? Because it seems like when the police officer's saying that, you know, his sexual addiction might have caused him to do all this, saying he was fed up, he had no choice but to do it. I feel like I said you're making an excuse for him. You're trying to justify his actions. That is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because now I feel like as if you are really, really protecting him. You're protecting a racist. You're protecting a, a killer. It's ridiculous. It's appalling. It's embarrassing. Oh, I cannot do this, bro. Seriously. We all need to come together to stop racism, to end the hate for Asian Americans in general. You know, I know last year I did a video on why I miss the old ZHC, and yes, he's Asian also. I sometimes felt like I was hating on him because of his success, and I kind of felt like I was, jealous of that because I just miss some of his old stuff. Him doing comic art and fun challenges, and it seems like he's found the new mark of customizing stuff that gets him more viewers and subscribers. Do whatever makes you happy, and I will always be proud of him. I will always be, supportive of whichever decision he makes. That didn't mean that I don't hate him because he's Asian. In fact, him and I used to talk all the time on social media. You know, whatever I commented on his stories, on his pictures, and whether I get back to react to his content, well, reacting to his content or not, I will always support what he does. And that's the end of the story. But regardless, this Asian American hate needs to stop. I can't take it and I won't stand by it. Period. Like I said, my condolences go out to the families of those Asian Americans that were killed for no blame reason whatsoever. This is really unbelievable, y'all. New Year, same problems. Like I said, only way for us to end this all is if we come together. Whether this pandemic will end or not, we all need to love one another. Whether it's black, white, Asian, Hispanic, everybody is supposed to love everybody in general, regardless of color. Ever since Trump said "Kung flu," he got his dumb supporters, you know, terrorizing, harassing, just doing all these wrong things to Asian people. Like that is so wrong. You can't do that. All right, let me jump onto another topic to get off this for a minute. So I think starting tomorrow, I'm gonna do the Thursday night draw because I haven't done it in a while. I haven't been making any art videos. The last one I did was the Mortal Kombat drawing, the 2021 version of the Scorpion one. And to me, I just felt like I need to get back into art, to doing art videos on YouTube because y'all love my art content, y'all love my art skills, y'all love my talent. I think I need to get into that. So, and once I'm done with the Thursday night draw or whichever it is I draw. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I just got me some new sets of Crayola pencils, so I'm gonna do some drawing videos with Crayola pencils with that. And once I do that, I'm gonna create the edit version of the Thursday night draw and transfer it into my art channel, my official art channel, which is Black Man Draw. I mean Black Man Art. So I think I'm gonna get to that in the future. So well, I don't think Trump needs to have a life sentence. I just think he needs to go to jail to face his crimes, to face the music. Because eventually it's gonna happen. Because you're not gonna get away with what you've done. Your white privilege won't last long. So I know I feel like I shouldn't be talking politics to my channel, but I feel like I need to speak up on it and say something. Because if I don't, you know what I'm saying, it's not gonna be healthy. It's not healthy to keep something in, you know? So I just needed to get my point across. So let's focus on the art videos for a minute and get away from the politics stuff for a minute. Can we do that? All right. So the art videos I'm going to be doing this tomorrow on Thursday after school is going to be, like I said, a Thursday night draw. Is It's going to be inspired by David Finch. Well, David Finch. Shout out to David Finch, by the way. He recently hit over 100K subscribers. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel and support this dude. He's an amazing artist. He gives great tutorials, and I'm gonna watch some of his tutorials in the future whenever I get a chance to draw something that I really wanted to create. And yeah, so Thursday night draw is going to be inspired by David Finch's Monday night draw. So what it is that I'm going to be drawing, I'm going to be using Crayola color pencils, and no backgrounds needed because I don't have time to be spending extra hours drawing the backgrounds because that's gonna kill for me though if I do that. I mean, unless I'm doing it like a multi-part, then I will. But I think right now I just want to focus on just drawing the characters, and that's the only way I'm gonna, get better. So tomorrow, new episode of First Then They Draw. I'm gonna be drawing Donatello because he's one of my favorite Ninja Turtles because of his weapon reach. I don't know if you guys played the Hyperstone Heist or the Turtles in Time games. If you know Donatello, you will know that he is the slowest turtle, but his bow staff has the longest reach. Just want to point that out there. So tomorrow, Donatello will be drawn on Thursday Night Draw. So make sure y'all stay tuned because it will happen. Believe that. And finally, the last topic, Dino Fury. Hold on. Let me review record. And thanks for the video on Asian and Koreans and things are hard. And yeah, this is the first time I'm saying. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you for commenting, man, because like I said, we all need to love one another. We all need to come together and just support one another. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even about, us being divided. It's about everybody coming together. Not just one race, not just that race, all race in general. You know what I'm saying? So let me put the invite, so you guys can come chat with me. All right, so I just sent the invite to the chat so y'all can come, have a one-on-one conversation, or we can have more people coming in and just have a conversation. So yeah, so getting back on topic. Dino Fury, new episode come out this weekend. I will be doing my live reaction like I always do. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And it's gonna be a debut of Izzy and Jaguar, the black and green Dino Fury Ranger. So I am looking forward to a new episode of Dino Fury. And speaking of Dino Fury, this series is really good so far. The story is good, the writing is great, the humor is so and so in my opinion, but the characters of the Rangers are on point. We know about Zato while his planet Ravcon was destroyed by the evil forces, and the Morphin Masters gave them powers to become Power Rangers. He never really understood about the Morphin Grid until he morphed and realized when the Morphin Masters told him about these powers. So he is the most experienced Ranger because he's the oldest. He knows about these monsters and the villains, about what goes on. And the fact that he's hold up, wait a minute.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Nothing much.
Yeah, man. So we were just talking about Dino Fury, the Power Rangers series that is recently out right now. And I was just telling, oh god, I had to kick him off for a minute. Um, the Mad Reviewer. I don't know what happened to your service though, but I'm gonna try it again to sit in the chat so you can have a talk. Hopefully it works this time. It might be your phone. I'm not sure, but if not, I'm out in the stream. But I don't want to, man, because I know there's gonna be a lot of y'all wanted to have, you know, chat with me about this stuff. So getting back when I'm saying about Dino Fury, the series is good overall. Zato's backstory is really interesting. He's one of the most experienced Red Rangers because in his time, he fought with the evil forces along with his people as knights. So now that he's training Amelia and Ollie, teaching them how to morph and teaching them about the booster keys, about their Zords, we actually haven't had a leader teaching other Rangers stuff. And what's really cool about that is that it's a teachable thing. We haven't had a Ranger teach other Rangers how to morph, about the Zords, the power ups, the weapon upgrades. That's really cool to see. And shout out to Simon and shout out to Simon Bennett for doing a good job on the writing. Like I'm loving the series so far. So and the music of Dino Fury is by far one of my favorite parts about this series. The techno feels like an old school retro feels to it in modern times, and the visual effects from the Rangers morph. It looks incredible. Doesn't look cheap whatsoever. Hold on. So yeah, Dino Fury new episode comes out tomorrow. I will be doing my live reaction and review of the episode, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And I think that's about it for this episode of Chinese with DHR2 Productions. I appreciate Brandon and the Mad Reviewer for stopping by, chatting with me. And Mad Reviewer, I think next time I do an episode of Let's Talk or Chinese with DHR2 Productions, I'm going to try to see to make sure that your service is good enough to chat with me so that we could all have an open discussion about the topics I chose for my channel. Because this StreamYard is really fun so far. I'm enjoying it. I appreciate the people coming in. Chat. Hold up. Try it again.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Microphone problems.
Oh, yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. We were just yes, we were just talking about what's happening with the Asian American community and why I think it needs to end. Like this is just crazy. Like I'm just heartbroken for what I saw on the news, and I'm just
Thank you.
thinking about the Asian YouTubers though. Like I can imagine what their fears are like. You know, so it's crazy. Like I want to hear your thoughts on this though, man. Like
Yeah, it's a little crazy, even in IRL. Tell you that, even as Korean.
oh man, can't imagine what you must be going through though. Like, did you experience any type of racism?
Racism? I don't actually know. It's more like environmental pressure. You can hear the pressure in there.
Mm. I mean, I think between Asians and Black Americans, they pretty much experience the same thing as we experience. Like
Oh
we've been,
yeah, but
yeah,
We Asians are the minority. We don't get publicized a lot, which is the funny thing. Not being biased towards you, Asian production. Respects to you, mad. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
just like it's more like we're the forgotten minority, the silent minority,
yeah.
as one would call it.
And I think you know what I've seen from Asian actors, singers, or whichever it is that they are in Hollywood. Like I'm sure they're going to be experience racism on social media because of what Trump said about Kung Flu. And the thing that broke my heart and really pissed me off the most is when his supporters actually consider Kung Flu a joke. And they think that it's okay to go around harassing Asian people just because COVID-19 came from China. I'm like, dude, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I would agree with you on the Trump thing. Yeah, it was over the line a lot, but honestly, to me, when I look at China, I mean, I have certain views on China. As you all know, I make a grand gag on joke on China, just that. But I don't like. Yeah, that was over the line with what he said of China virus and all that stuff. I agree on
Yeah.
that stuff. Even I toned down my own bias towards that because yeah, that's borderline calling you know, the one word, the hard N word
Yeah,
to
yeah.
a degree. So that's my view on that one. So how that goes, but mostly from just me as an Asian person in general, it's more like yeah. I always get the joke like because I'm Korean, and they always go, "Well, are you Japanese or Chinese?" So that's why I'm a bias. I
Mm.
always get asked, and they go, "Well, what's Korean?" And I'm like, "It's a small map on the map. You can look it up." And then of course, one thing I will meme Donald Trump on is calling Kim Jong Un Rocket Man. I will
Yeah,
always
that's crazy.
laugh at that because that is the
That's
only one I
weird.
will. That is the only one I'll laugh because how many years of my life did I see him threaten place with nukes? So I just like I It's
Oh
like, I'm
man.
gonna launch a nuke. I'm gonna launch a nuke. So that's the only one of the entirety I've laughed because it's just okay. But yeah, so I make the joke on myself even because I'm okay on derogatory myself half the time on this because I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Korean. You know, the guy that goes launches rockets. Yeah, that's my nationality.
Man, I just think that this whole thing started, when Trump did that, and ever since then, it's been more hatred towards the Asian Americans, and why I personally think it needs to end before it gets worse. But I think what happened in Atlanta, it got way worse. And I'm sure you
Um,
heard me when I said something about, you know, one of the officers said that, his sexual addiction might have caused him to do what he did. Like, come on, man. That's a complete asinine, thing to say. Because I feel like, one, you're making excuses for his actions, and two, you're protecting the killer.
what exactly happened? Referring to the what happened in Atlanta. This is one I've not heard
That's what I'm
of.
trying to figure out myself, though. All I
I
know
know
is
I
I
haven't. This is the
heard,
first time I'm hearing the word Atlanta. Last time I was checking out anything Atlanta or anything wise, there was riots and stuff around that area. So I
yeah,
haven't. What exactly happened there? I know there's been pressure on us agents like crazy. Was there a
that's
shooting
probably
or
what it
something?
is, though. Because he must have felt like, you know, he doesn't like whatever in his mind that it's costing him that caused him to do what he did to kill 6 Asian people
Ah,
somewhere
okay.
around there.
God, thank you for filling me in. Like I was
Yeah,
like I didn't know that was death that happened. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that's actually fucked up and horrible.
it is, man. But like,
Uh,
all I can do is just pray for the families of those victims because they don't deserve to go through all the hate and stuff. Like, it's getting really out of control. It really is.
It's not. See, the one thing I'm gonna get a little philosophical, and I know you're black, so and I know you've probably mentioned this, and I've watched several of your videos, so I can see this. It's not just black people that have trouble, or it's
Mm,
white. It's that the girls. I also believe in the philosophy all lives matter to a degree. I mean, come on, we all have the exact same blood. I mean, I could donate blood to you if you had the exact same blood type as I do. What does the color of our skin or the slanting of my eyes matter? We're all people. We were all
I agree.
created by God or creator, as whichever one you want to say. What does our nationality matter? This is what the where my stands on that. I'm like,
Yeah.
because like what? I don't see no problem. I grew up with black people all the time. Like they're closest people I know as well, and some
Mm,
other white people. They're both like, I know a guy who probably take a white guy would take a bullet for a black guy in real life.
right.
Here in the South where I live. So this is not like exactly completely. Man, like racial tensions have gone up. I wouldn't say it was Trump was more like the spear that the straw that broke the camel's back. It's been
Yeah.
boiling for years, maybe over a
Yeah.
decade. Because I'm 33, I'm old enough to know this stuff. It's been boiling since I was young, and I think when Trump got in office, it broke the back. It was the straw that broke the back on the camel, and it just, you know what I mean? It's one of the things that I've often said about politics in general, and only just briefly, is we all need somebody to blame. I mean, how much is it easy for us to look at it and say, it's your fault my
Wow.
girlfriend broke up. I broke up with
Yeah.
my girlfriend because she was looking at you. Or just like that's why we look at the president. It's your fault, Biden, that all this stuff is happening. Because
Hmm.
that's technically the point of the president's job when you look at it nowadays. It's we need a person to blame.
Yeah.
He's a massive bullseye target.
Phew. Man.
You can pay me for that job because basically you just put a walking bullseye down into your street or a senator's. But yeah,
That's the sad part of right there as well. And I think in my last term, I think the term before that,
Obama.
last year when I was in school, my teacher, Miss Jones, we were learning about the history of being, still enslaved after Abraham Lincoln became president,
Yep.
and he promised that we were gonna not be slaves anymore, but instead we were still being slaves afterwards, though. Even with the black code, we weren't allowed to do what the rest of Americans wouldn't do: own a car, own a house, have a job, pay the bills and stuff, like doing normal life activities that the rest, like the other people were doing. We
I
weren't able to do that still. We were still slaves after that. And people are still fighting for equality and stuff. And I feel like nothing has gotten done. And that's my concern for the Asian Americans, because I think they need to fight for their equalities and fight
see
what they believe in. You know what I'm saying?
you are very on the point on something productions.
Yeah,
You've hit a nail on the head on one thing when it comes to, no offense on African Americans. I'm just going to use that, okay?
it's all
No, you don't
good.
want to turn biased or black or anything. It's just African Americans. We're all Americans at this point,
Yeah,
whatever. You get flack for the color of your skin. That's the dang given fact. And even if you know
true.
a black person, because I'm Korean, they're probably the most kindest people you will know to a degree, and loyalist. And that's the thing. The thing with, and you get derogatory hate speech, a claw because growing up, I know it because I did it to one of my friends. But and one thing about Asian people like me is we get the glares, the silent
Mm,
treatment. They won't be vocal about like you, like hey, hard word or any of the others. It's the silent, like looking down at you. I worked American retail, and I will never forget this older lady walked up to me and literally goes, "Sir, I am looking for red dye, spelled R-I-E-D." Literally, how the production, the word, the product is spelled. Do you understand English? I'm speaking pure English to her.
stupid. I don't like that. That sounds like racism to me.
Oh, it was the biggest one I've had. But to me, I actually had to go to a coworker who was like, grab her, take her, please, 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 please. I know where the automobile is. I know where this product is. I can't deal with this.
Mm-mm-mm.
I know the Chinese shop just opened down the street, but I can speak pure English. And the sad thing is, where I live, there's a lot of Mexicans, and this is also not said too. Mexicans aren't spoken up to. They're also a silent minority as well.
Oh yeah,
Because I mean, I think you would know it too. I mean, if you ever seen, there's a ton of them that work in construction business. A lot of Mexicans work in construction business, and down here we're doing the manual labor because I live down in Southern Illinois, South part. And this is the sad thing is their kids can speak fluent English, but the dads, I mean, like the adults, like they're hard workers and stuff, but there's a massive language barrier. So when I worked
wow.
at a produce aisle at a Walmart, and of course it was like I remember running into somebody, and I still say quotes. I feel bad because she said pepper, and I was like, because there was no kid there, and you need to, they're usually the best translators. So without using gestures or anything, I was like, "Can you tell me what you need, man, please?" And it's very
Yeah,
hard to cross the language barrier without coming across as demeaning or insulting. So for someone like me who's had the, like I said, the Asian thing, it's really like, oh, how do I say this without coming across as derogatory? And where's the woman that I know works here that used to speak Spanish? She had just left too. That was horrible because we used to have this. I can't remember her name, but she spoke fluent Spanish. So you can go, "Can you come here, please, and help me out here?" Yeah, and just tell her
oh
I'm not
man.
being a horrible person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that's got to be hard for you though.
Oh, I don't work that field anymore, but I've worked. I bounce around, but I can tell you, yeah, it's judgeable being
Yeah,
in
I
the
think
Asian community.
what we can do is just learn their language without, finding it frustrating to for them to understand English. I
And of
think
course,
we
the
could,
coal train has to come nearby.
yeah,
I live next to a coal train because they
yeah,
deliver coal here.
yeah, man. Look, like I said, man, I love y'all just like I love my people. You know what I'm saying? Where I come from, I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says we supposed to love one another, not to judge. Right? Anything. So
Yeah.
to me, since you're Asian, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say that I love you. You know what I'm saying? I love
Well,
any
thanks.
race. You know what I'm saying? I love, just like sorry, just like I love my families. I love my friends, my cousins. You know what I'm saying? They're black. I love everybody. I love all people though, regardless of what color you are. I love you.
There's one
So we
thing,
could
and this
just, yeah.
is one thing I wanted to ask you of DHR Productions. And
Mm,
yes, I made a video on Ernog X, but this actually pissed me off. It's supposed to be like, why are you doing this with against VGL? I was like, you're giving people, black people, a
oh
bad
yeah,
name, and that's not what I want. Even though I made a video like a satire, I was like, I know people like just don't go there. Like we're trying to clear up your name, just like Asian people. Like we don't eat ramen all the damn time. Okay, ramen's good and so are noodles, but we don't sit there and eat it all the damn time. You don't need to pull out a magnet. Why are you doing that? You're
yeah,
causing more problems here.
yeah. That
That
kind of
actually
reminds me
irritated
of
me on a what I mean, nationality. I was
yeah,
like, I was like, oh, I'm like, why, why?
yeah,
You're stereotyping. We
Yeah,
try
I
to
know
get
what
out
you're
of this
talking about,
mindset.
man, because what he did was just ridiculous, though. Making fun of his dog, calling him, you know, just stupid name just because he's Hispanic. Okay, so what?
Yeah, what's
When
John, my
you,
friend John's Hispanic.
yeah,
What's the matter with
call him
that?
and everything, like, Jesus Christ, man. Then you go try to pull out a gun. Like,
That's
how
actually
does
was
that
the more
make you a
disturbing
man?
part. That's why I was like, why are you doing that? You are now especially like, as I was saying, segregating and stereotyping people like you productions, and probably be like, it'd be like if an Asian guy pulled out a nuke.
Yeah,
It was like, why are you doing this? There are people that I know who come from the darker part of towns, you know what I mean, are general people that would probably clock this guy with a baseball bat for doing that. Like, dude, you're giving me a bad name. I'm already a good person in the world.
why?
Why
Like,
are you doing
you
this?
don't even know him, first of all.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what really, see, that's this is the thing I hate about to, society today. You judge one person without even getting the chance to know them. Because once you know them, I was sure you would change your mind and want to be friends with them. You can learn from them. You can help him and he can help you.
all I can
That's
tell you,
what society is about. It's about getting to know one another instead of judging. Because what happened to VGL, that was really unacceptable. Just because he
oh,
calls you out for talking trash about him, he called you a B and you get mad at him for it. You
I
get
would,
offended about one curse word, and then you're
yeah.
going to use a gun to try to make a point. And then the part when you say that you don't collect toys and everything, bruh, you collect night stuff. That's toys.
But what was what I mean, yeah, gaming and all that aside, what I did doing that to VGL is messed up. But what just irks me just silently, and I don't. This is also you said if you get to know one another. Libra, I know he's Canadian. Yeah, we make the can joke all the time, but man, Canadians are nice people. Once you get to know Libra, as I said, yeah, Canadians are real nice and
Yeah, I
just
heard
like
about it though.
Jordans. So yeah, it's just like if you got to know somebody before that, just don't be quick. And besides, I just like you got mad because he called you a bitch. I've been called worse the whole time. That's
Right.
like there are so many words that were, and this is something I want to ask you, productions, because I don't even with small black people I know or African Americans I know. Why is it okay for other African Americans to address each other as the hard N word, yet but when another person says it, it's literally a highly offensive term. You know what I
That's
mean?
how they do, man. That's
That's
that. That's how
something
today's societies are.
I
Because
wanted to ask if
it's
that was
worse
in your
than the
generation.
cancel culture, though.
My generation is like I'm 33. My generation, even if another my person would say that, they would smack the shit out of you. So you know
Oh,
what I mean? They would have been like, "What'd you just call me? You're saying what? No. Do you know what that word means? Do you know what that did to my? So like, what is up with that? That's just something I want to know in your culture in general. I mean,
yeah.
there's
I think for those who say it's the N word with the hard R at the end are not really educated of what the history of the word meant to black people.
oh
So they
yeah,
must think that it's okay to say it, just to say it. But if they're not educated enough to understand what it actually means, then they shouldn't say it, period.
oh god, there's a we
Or,
reached the
yeah,
guys who did that to someone one of our knows who was black. I mean, he's just like, "What you all stand for?" Like, no one calls you that here. Live out in sticks. So that's what I said. Each to their own.
yeah,
You would
man.
call what I had the tribal mentality, but basically, if friends look out for one another, and like sometimes this is one of those things that I've never ever since my generation, and this goes along like you said. Your teacher taught you this. My teacher, my eighth grade teacher, Mr. Bolin, will never forget the man. He looked at our class as we were leaving generation. He goes, "You're going to be the last decent generation I teach. I think. I have a bad feeling that the next two generations something's going to come. They're going to have a
Uh,
different look on
that don't sound right.
mindsets."
The last generation he teach.
No, as in like their mindsets. Like you're gonna be more open minded. You're not going to be like we just were with the how we used to hard R each other. You're like we like that. You know what I mean? That's going to be normalized. But you guys, you would want to smack somebody for doing that crap.
Yeah.
These like that's what I'm referring to. That's what I was saying. My teacher said that to me, and it's so interesting is how all this older stuff writes. But yeah, this really I wish it would stop, but
I don't think it's
times
going
we
to.
live in
All we can
are
do is
all
just pray for
trying.
one another. Like I said, all we can do is just pray for one another. make sure that we're safe, that we got families that that we can count on, that we can talk to about anything, that God is watching over us to cover us with his blood, to make sure that we're safe, that nothing bad will ever happen as long as he's around us. That to me is what I believe, you know what I'm saying? I trust God. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's true. There's
So
some things I don't wish on even my worst enemies. For example, burning. If anybody ever gets burnt, I don't think anybody's ever helped treat a burnt patient. I'm just going to say real. My brother was
yeah,
really badly burnt, and I've seen the recovery process of that. And I've said, if I ever got burnt, shoot me in the face. I don't think I could have the fortitude to go to what you have to go through. And, seeing some stuff that feels like, do you know how painful burning is? It's just, but that's some society. Like, I wouldn't wish that on even the most, even Iraq, like people I hate. I wouldn't wish that kind of, injury on anybody just because of the sheer level of agony that is.
yeah. I hear you, man. I definitely hear where you're coming from with this stuff. But
And
yeah, man, I gotta end the stream. I gotta charge my Chromebook. I
yep,
thank
I
you
gotta go
for
clean up
stopping
my place to
by,
live at too.
talking to
So,
me. This was a lot of fun. I really had a nice conversation with you, man. And I want to thank the rest of y'all for coming out, stopping by, talking with me. Shout outs to you, Mad Reviewer, Brandon McCree, you Skate Night. Thank you for commenting and stopping by.
oh,
And as
Yusuke Knight,
always,
you are a
if
decent
you're
person
new,
too.
huh?
Yusuke Knight says this really needs to stop, and I agree with him.
Yeah,
What he just said.
it does, man. So, anyways, I'm gonna head up out of here. I gotta get something to eat. I'm hungry. So this is a fun
By the
stream.
way, Donatello, like you said, the one with the bow staff, awesome one. Totally
Yeah,
underrated
man.
because you can do damage with bow staff.
Because I don't know if GameStop or any other store sells retro games. So if I do happen to have or find the Hyperstone Heights, I could do a speed run of that game using Donatello. I don't have to just walk. I can just push the D-pad, just run.
Yeah,
Because I think
I
I've
wanted to.
learned some stuff of watching other speedrunners use Donatello in Hyperstone Heights.
Mhm.
Because he's easily one of the best characters because of his long reach. And I get that he's the slowest character, but come on, man, that bow staff though is the truth.
Hey, a farmer will tell you how good a pitchfork is. They're the same as a bow staff. You'll learn how to use them. I'll talk to you later.
All right, man, appreciate that, man. All right, y'all, don't forget tomorrow, Thursday night draw. I'm gonna draw Donatello.
About
So
what time? I'll try to catch in. Just out of curiosity.
I think it's sometime around like around 5 or
Okay.
yeah, I think
I'll
around
try to tune
5 or
in then.
6,
Thanks.
probably early is the time because I don't want to start late because if I do, it's gonna end up it being around 12 o'clock. But I gotta make sure that my phone is charged all the way through so that I can get it going. And plus, I just brought a new set of Crayola pencils, so I'm gonna use that to draw Donatello, and I think it's gonna be really fun. I can't wait to see y'all there.
All
So
right.
if any of you guys are new to my channel, you might want to subscribe right now because I'm gonna contents are coming. So yeah,
Yep.
man, I love y'all. God bless. Take care, man. Peace out.
Peace.
All right.